Hi and welcome to my channel Sofa Luscious. This is a review of the movie Blue Story. Now if you've seen my previous video, Blue Story was in the news constantly because the various cinemas were banning it left, right and centre in the UK. However, I'm still struggling to see why this movie was getting banned. The level of violence is nothing in comparison to many movies that are still at the cinema. But so here's the review. Let's get into it. So Blue Story, it is definitely a movie about gangs, but it's also a love story. It tackles grief, it tackles mental health, it tackles family life, poverty, and a few other things. What I found with the movie is that there are all these themes taking place and they're all kind of interlinked and they all feed into the different characters' stories. So it opens up showing that there is a gun and knife problem in the city of London, and as the song playing is asking the question, what are these young boys fighting for? So that kind of sets the mood to let you know where this is going. We're introduced to a young Timmy who's going to a new school in a different area than where he lives, and he's apprehensive about it because new school, I don't know anyone, am I gonna make any friends, the usual stuff that goes through a child's mind when they're starting a new school with no familiar faces. And luckily, on his first day, he meets Marco. Marco becomes his best friend, and they live in two different areas, which both have gangs who hate each other. The irony in that. But they get on, and they more or less look out for each other when the other one's in their area, and they let people know that no, this is my peeps. Leave him alone. Everything's good. We get to see how roadmen approach young girls, which I'm glad they put that in because black girls, they need protection too, and it's nice to see that they showed that there is this thing of kids as they're going to school and gangs or like people that shouldn't be talking to them is trying it, right? Yeah, Timmy, who he was the good guy, he's raised well. He hasn't been influenced by the negativity in his local community. He's getting the grades. He's moving forward in life and doing what he's supposed to do. And then you have Marco. Marco's mum has done the right thing, but Marco's brother, his older brother, is pressurizing him into gang life. And you can see the strain on Marco's face as he's trying to, it's like he doesn't want to, but his hand is being forced into it, and that is through his brother. And throughout the movie we see the ups and downs of the friendship of Timmy and Marco, and at one point there is Marco is jumped in Timmy's area. Timmy gets jumped by Marco's people, but when this happens, Timmy's girlfriend Leah is hit on the head and she dies. There was a pool of blood, so it looked like she bled to death. And at this point, the atmosphere changes in the movie. It was quite heartbreaking to see that Timmy had joined a gang, and it seems that his main thing was to seek revenge on his former friend. I got the feeling that Marco didn't really want to be about the gang life. He just wanted to live his life and have his friend. And he did show that there was some regret as to what happened to Leah. He wasn't heartless or anything. It just seems like it's a circumstance thing. Timmy, who was the nice guy, he's now heartless. He's about that gang life, and all to help, all to avenge the death of his girlfriend. The movie also includes a drill music video scene. The young lads, they They're rapping about the police. They're talking about things they've done in their community, allegedly, and all that sort of stuff. And the guys are like, you know, these songs that you're making, the police, they listen to these songs and they look into these songs for clues on how to arrest you and others and so on and so forth. And the young lads are like, okay, they hear that, you know, but their thing is that they just want to be able to make money and move up and out the area, or like improve their life, because a lot of these videos, they do generate a good amount of money because they do get those views. So towards the end, I'm trying not to give too much away, but towards the end we see that one of Timmy's crew double crosses him and sets Timmy up. Timmy ends up locked in a van, and that van is set alight by Marco. Oh my days, my heart was like, no, Marco, no, it cannot be that bad between you two, that you need one to be dead over the other. Oh my gosh, it was just stressful watching it. And it's sad to say that although he was taken out of the van, the fumes alone caused him to pass away. He passes away. He passes away. And the video, it kind of concludes with this message: before you bang for your ends, just remember how these youths turned out. You know, think about it. There's so much more in life to offer than taking what seems like the better way, but there is so much more to offer. Now, I think this movie did a good job of explaining and showing why people join gangs, why they may be sucked into it, and it wasn't one-dimensional. It was a multi-dimensional reason as to why they're joining gangs, but also how their environment influences whether or not they join a gang or not, but also their life experiences. Because remember, Timmy, his life was fine. He wasn't in a gang. He was doing well at school, and he had the girl that he wanted, you know, and they were moving forward in life. Marco, on the other hand, he had a brother. He did okay. I get the feeling that he did well at school as well, but he had a brother who was one of the top gangsters, who was actually encouraging him to be about that gang life. And Marco didn't necessarily want to be part of it, but his allegiance to his brother was kind of pulling him into it. And at both points when Timmy and Marco became enemies, gang affiliation just seemed the route that they took, unfortunately. You know, it's so sad. But I'm glad Ratman made this video, and I'm glad that cinemas do watch it, and I hope that we see more movies by Ratman at the cinema. So let me know, did you watch the movie and what do you think?